So Fiberline is hollow. And what we're doing is we're basically tying two hoops together, but we're going to put the Fiberline inside of itself with this yarn needle, number 13 yarn needle. Bought them on Amazon. That's not a merch plug, by the way. You can do two things. Let's talk about the needle. So needles are pretty simple. We have the eyelet of the needle, the shaft of the needle. So this is the top of the needle, the bottom of the needle. As I go through and show you the knot, that will be important to know. So if you have a relatively pretty good end, you can easily find the center of the eyelet of the needle, put the end through, so you've got this.
Okay.
Now you're going to take the needle, and we have a short end here, and we have a long string here. We're going to take the needle, we're going to turn it in line with the long end of the string. Right at the tip of the needle, we're going to space our index finger and thumb on right and left hand, hold it tight, and we're going to loosen the braid by just twisting. Doing that allows you to easily find the center where you can just slide it, the Fiberline, onto the shaft of the needle. So as I'm sliding it on, you're going to have this right here, and I'm going to stop when I get to the bottom of the eyelet of the needle.
Okay.
So I need to have a hoop here. That hoop is important. So once I've reached the bottom of the eyelet, I'm now going to take and poke through, and I'm going to slide everything off of the top right here, all the way off to where the bottom of the Fiberline is going to stop at the top of the needle. So I'm going to just slide it off. And when I get to the top, I'm going to put my finger in the hoop. I'm going to pull the needle sideways and drag it through. If you pull straight down, the Fiberline will lock in the top of the eyelet and it won't let you pull it out. So pull sideways. Okay, so we've got our first hoop. We're going to do the same thing that we just did, but there's going to be one difference. So if, let's say that it's hard to go through, this is all frayed, so you can take your end, just fold it over just slightly and pull it tight right at the fold to make it nice and thin, then it goes right in. So it's another option. Once you have the Fiberline through the eyelet of the needle, then you're going to take your first hoop, go through, and you're going to keep your first hoop directly below the needle when you tie the second one. And you're tying it exactly the same way. So we're going to, in line with the long piece of the Fiberline, right at the tip of the needle, we're going to space our thumb and index finger. We're going to loosen the braid. We're going to find center. When this Fiberline's been used a lot, it can be hard to find the center. So have a little patience here. Find center. Once you get it started, it'll go right on. Now in my hand, what I'm doing is I'm keeping the string in line with the needle here, so I can it'll easily slide on. So the straighter the string is, the easier it goes onto the needle. Okay. So stop at the bottom of the eyelet, poke through. I'm going to slide everything off over the top, gathering everything up, but make sure we keep this eyelet of the hoop open. Now I'm going to pull the needle sideways, and I just created two hoops. The beauty of this, again, is it's doubled in strength. It will not come apart. And this long tail right here, we should actually trim this off. But you never want to take and cinch these hoops down tight. You want to leave these loops. So we can actually, in fact, we can just leave this hoop long. So we just have one longer hoop than the other. If you are using white Fiberline has a coating on it to help it slide through. That coating will allow it to come apart inside of here. So what you need to do is tie a really small knot on the tail, so when it does want to come apart, this little knot will just stop right there in the base of the Fiberline. It'll stop just like that when you start to put load on it and tighten it up. So with white Fiberline, you have to do this. Orange Fiberline, it does not matter because it does not have that coating. But we're going to do it just for the sake of practice. It's not a bad idea. And this is white fiber line, and there's also a white fiber line that says it's yellow. You have to tie the knot on both of them. But orange is the one you can just let it loose. But that's our needle knot right there.
Nice.
Okay. That